You are now tuned into Blueprint Radio.
Welcome everybody to the world famous Blueprint Radio show. I'm Matic.
I'm Matic Roses.
And how was your week, my guy?
Yo, the week was good, man. As you know, I was going through some drama.
Yeah.
I had car problems for about 3 months.
Had
the car in the shop. Wasn't able to get it fixed, but finally we got it fixed. By the time I got it back from the mechanic, bro, it was nasty.
Yeah.
It was beer, tar stains everywhere. The carpet looked disgusting. So I couldn't even say nothing to him because he had the car for 3 months. And he was avoiding me getting tickets.
You got free parking.
So he was basically driving it from spot to spot to make sure I didn't get any tickets.
Bet.
So I appreciate him, showed him that love. But I went to an auto detail place, paid $300.
Yeah.
Got it clean. Like, shampooed engine clean.
Yeah.
So anyways, put the car on Facebook Market. Got at least 700 messages.
Jeez.
Just in 2 days.
Jeez.
Like, it was so stressful, dog.
Say you want to shout out the detailer.
Yeah, shout out to the detailer. Because, to be honest... And you were making fun of me when we went to the studio to cut the show up and whatnot. And I was showing him, and he was hearing me on the phone with these wild guys from Facebook Market and whatnot.
This guy's a nice
and
guy,
I'm a very nice guy. I was being honest with them. The honest car salesman.
For sure.
Yo, bro, every light was on the dashboard. There's a message that says, contact the dealer now. Shut off the car. Pull over to the side. Contact the dealer. Like, I told the people in this.
Yeah.
I put the car up for $3,000. Guys thought they were gonna get like a brand new car, son.
Yo, because
dog.
It looked clean. I remember overhearing the one conversation where you were telling my guy, "Listen, this is not for you," and he was taking it personal. He was trying to talk you into selling him the car.
You know, I felt bad because he was like, "Yo, this is gonna be the first car for my son," and I'm like, "Yo, listen." It needs a lot of work. Yeah. I don't want you to buy the car and come back to me upset because
and he was coming from Montreal or some shit like that too, right?
Come on, dog. I see the 514 number. I'm like, yo, fam, why are you calling me? He's like, oh, for the car. I'm like, fam, you're in Montreal. I'm in Toronto. He's like, yo, I'll drive for it tonight. I was like, I don't think this is the car for you, sir.
You know what I think about when I heard that conversation and what you're saying now is like when you got your first car. Right, especially as a guy, like that first car, that first opportunity at freedom, and the world is your oyster at that point. Like I see it, so I see a man seeing a car looking like that, willing to do a 6-hour commute.
Yo, the car did look sweet. The car did. It looked
nice, but as is,
no.
Dog. So
he asked me if he could drive it back to Montreal. I'm like, you want to drive this 6 hours?
Yeah.
I said, sir, every light is on the dashboard. It's like a Christmas tree right now. Like,
listen,
do not do this to yourself.
Listen,
he's like, nah, I'll take it. Don't worry, yo. Does the engine and the transmission work? I'm like, yeah, but you need tires. Yeah. You need this. You need that. It needs, all types of stuff. And he was like, nah, I'll come. I'm like, nah, I can't make you come for 6 hours to drive back 6 hours.
You're a good guy. You're guessing your blessings will come, my guy.
Exactly, man.
That's it.
You give it up. How was your week, though?
Busy. Just kind of, again, working.
Yeah.
One thing that did stand out to me, though, is that I should have booked a tea time because it's beautiful.
Weather was great this week.
Bro, I was just saying it to it's Maytober.
I mean, I haven't seen it be this warm, like 22 degrees, 23 degrees this late into October. Definitely got to enjoy some time outside on the weekend.
Had to.
Yeah.
I was outside all weekend, so... okay.
Yo.
All right. Well, weeks were good. You caught up on the Penguin?
Of course.
All right.
That's one of the illest shows out right now.
Yo, bro, it might be the best show out to me right now.
Legitimately.
Shout out Tulsa King. Tulsa King's going right now.
You know what I mean?
That's a well-written show. But
so next week we'll give the update on Tulsa King.
Yeah, let's do it.
But this week, the Penguin.
Yo, okay, so again, like we're watching the show and we're seeing the character arcs of all of these different characters, the Penguin and Sophia Falcone and the whole Falcone family, and
it's crazy that they kept the tradition, they kept the names, they kept everything authentic to the Batman story.
That's the dopest of it.
I love it.
And they know how to tell a story.
Yes, they do.
Right? And with the Penguin, like I love how they get deep into everyone's emotion and how they're feeling. And
Yeah.
so I think the last time we spoke, we watched episode 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Right? So I think we're on 3 and 4 now.
Well, 3 for sure. 4 just dropped.
4 just dropped to
yesterday.
3. Okay, so 3
for sure. And what an episode that
Bro,
one
that
was.
3 that listen, it might be recency bias, and I don't watch TV as much as, or TV series as much as I used to.
Yeah.
But this might be up there with one of the best like episodes I've watched. Like I was watching with the fam on the edge of my seat.
Yo, bro.
On the edge of my
The
seat.
character development.
Crazy.
How they backtrack the story so you see where the Falcone lady came from and you see where Penguin got his start.
Yeah, and spoiler alert, please.
their
Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah.
The key thing was the relationship because you knew from episode 1 and 2.
Yeah.
She knows Penguin.
Oh yeah.
In and out thoroughly.
Yeah. And
Well,
she's
for
talking
you
to
to
him like
see-
she knows him.
She was very nice to him, and at one point she had to play him like a sucker.
Yeah.
Like put him back in his place. Like, yo, you're just my driver. Like,
Listen, bro.
just know yourself.
I'm early on. I want to call this shot. Like Colin Farrell is gonna be up for award just for his character in itself.
This show needs to get an award for just how they put this character together, the makeup, the look. Like that is the best. I don't know what you would call it. Effects.
Yeah, it's definitely
Like,
costume. It's gonna be
it's the
best costume for
effects.
sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yo, bro.
Absolutely.
The twist in his walk is incredible. son.
Every single time I watch the show, I always take a second throughout the show to be like, yo, that's Colin Farrell?
Bro,
Yo,
it's unreal.
Every second time. So, but I was
unreal.
saying, but I feel Sophia Falcone, I think her name is Kristen Melody.
Oh, she's dope.
I think she's going to get a Best Supporting Actress in
She's
this.
dope.
She is really good. And especially after that episode.
She played the character like to a T.
Yo, that was her episode, bro. So,
Yo,
like,
she ran that. Penguin's a dirty man, dog. He's a dirty ninja.
It's
like,
crazy because...
He's foul.
Again, the way that they wrote the character is that he's grimy, he's foul. You can see he's been picked on, so you kind of feel for him in a certain sense. But you also see
want
that he's
to,
like,
but then
especially in that scene where
he's grungy, bro.
Obviously, like he's there, has the burner at his head, and my boy comes in with the car, and that's when Sophia realizes, yo,
he's a setup man.
you set up my brother.
He's a setup man.
Yo,
But yo, it's like that famous NWA line when Eazy-E was like, "So what about the chick that got shot?" And he's like, "Fuck her. I don't care about a chick. I ain't a sucker." Like that's the vibe that I felt off the Penguin from that in that moment.
Yeah.
He's like, "I don't care about no Falcone.
It's just survival.
Like,
It's
let
just
me
survival.
get out of this.
Yeah.
We'll worry
Drive.
about that later.
Yeah.
Drive." So the episode before, the young boy was a sucker for love. We didn't really get to see him in this episode, but
that episode was fire too because you've seen him make the decision of that life.
he didn't
made the decision.
He didn't get a choice though.
But he did though.
He didn't get.
He
a
did
choice.
because he put himself in a bad situation when he brought the chick over and he fell in
should've
love
never
again.
did that.
And he fell in love
He should
again.
never do that.
And then he realized that the longer he was connected to Penguin, like you could see where he wasn't going to meet her at the train station. You
No,
could see
he
that
can't.
he wasn't.
He couldn't.
Yeah, at that point he was
There's
too
no
tied
way.
in.
And what do you tell a man like Penguin who has you?
Yeah.
He has you.
He's up.
No, but like he has your card, bro.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely. No,
incredible
it's
show,
the
man.
show and the different characters. I like seeing in the last episode actually seeing Carmine Falcone.
Yeah.
You know, and how he was operating and the way that because they've mentioned his name throughout the whole show.
But
You've
it
never
was
seen him, right?
so nasty what he like how his daughter got tied in. She was so loyal to her father. And for him to be that type of guy,
that episode.
just off what he's like, yo, you talk to the police?
Yeah.
We don't talk to police.
It didn't matter.
Oh, I'm done with you.
It didn't matter. It was his
done
daughter,
with you.
yo.
He's like, yo, I don't care about that. Like, our family doesn't talk to police, so you're out of here.
Yo.
So, dope episode.
It had the emotions like that, bro. It was
up and down, man. It was on waves.
And to make that happen in like a half an hour, I always applaud it, right? Like, or an hour, it always applaud it and with so many different moving parts.
Yeah. So I saw that staying on HBO shows.
Yeah.
I saw they're gonna do The Wire again. How do you feel about that?
I saw it. Now, I think the one clip that I saw was it wasn't any of the main characters.
Yeah.
right? Like
I just saw
in
the
that
picture
one,
of them.
yeah. In that one picture, was it that main was the one with the couch?
Yeah.
And they were in the middle of the project.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So the same one I saw was only that one youth that was on. I think he's on BMF.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Only him. I forgot his name. You know, we'll get his name after. We'll look it up.
Yeah.
But everyone else were more like B or C characters.
No, I feel you.
Right? Like you never see Michael B. Jordan's character. He wasn't there. Like
He's
he was
done. He's
I know.
done.
That's what I'm
He
saying.
got
I was
murked
saying,
early,
yes.
dog. He got murked. He murked out the
season
gate,
one,
bro.
season
Like,
two,
yeah,
season two.
So there was another HBO series. Is it We Are the Streets or something like that?
So sorry. Was it just one? It was just the only the picture that we saw.
Yeah, I just saw the picture.
Okay,
I didn't
got
see
it,
nothing else.
okay.
I haven't seen nothing else yet.
Yeah, I never seen anything else either.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there was another one about crooked cops in Baltimore that used a lot of guys from The Wire to play the cops.
Oh, I watched
that series. Was unbelievable.
That was fire. It was only 4 episodes.
Yeah, it was a quick.
That was a fire series. What was the name of that? Oh yeah, that was a fire series too.
I don't know. Like We Are the not We Are the Streets. I'm thinking of like the Locks album, but like that was fire. So HBO always got it on lock. You guys know whatever comes out, we're gonna hit you up with new, more fire stuff. Anything else you've been watching that you want to talk on?
Nah, nothing. Again, the Penguin. When I have the time, it's the Penguin. You know, I guess again, I like Tulsa King.
Yeah.
That comp you gave me the other day in regards to almost being the same show
It's
and
the same
story
show.
arc. Yo, I can't unhear that. So.
Okay, hold on.
I can't unhear it.
Last night went to the family's house.
Yeah.
You know, my girl's family.
Yeah.
When I was courting her, I used to go every Sunday. We used to have Sunday dinner as a family.
Dope.
And then we would watch 90 Day Fiancé.
Okay.
So yesterday we did the 90 Day Fiancé. Yo, it is wild, son.
Really?
A girl came from Orlando to, I don't even know where she went, and she brought her ex-man with her. There's another guy who's autistic.
She brought her ex-man to the 90 Day Fiancé shooting?
Bro. Brought him to the other country.
So, okay, he's super simp then. I got it.
The other guy was like, "Don't ever talk to me again," and ran away from the cameras. It was an incredible scene.
Oh shit!
There's another guy who's autistic.
Yeah.
He's courting an African woman. The African woman's on him, but he's kind of off a little bit. Like she's begging him for the thing, and he's like,
"Is this real?"
Yo, real life, dude. Next guy's in a wheelchair. And he was with a ting.
After I ask if this is real, he's like, the next guy is in a wheelchair.
He's in a wheelchair, and he was at the ting was He tried to hit third base, and she was like, "Whoa, that's a little too intimate. I don't know you
word.
like that yet."
Okay, all right.
But she was ready to slide.
I'll check it out. I'll check it out. What episode?
I mean?
What episode are you on out there?
I have no idea.
You just jumped in.
We just jumped in.
Okay,
Head, feet,
it's one of those ones. Okay.
Sister wives, like all that wild. TLC stuff. TLC always got the wild shows, bro.
Again, when it first popped, or when it first really got into that reality TV, I was in on it. I think I kind of that's me. Like I'll get the first season or two of that reality stuff, and then I'm kind of off, right? Like I hit the Survivors and the Big Brothers and all that, but then
yes.
After that, the wave was off.
They also have that documentary that kind of follows the dark side of reality TV that we saw. So one of the dopest episodes I watched lately was them talking about a show where they had 40 kids. Yeah. They went to like this old rundown community in like Mississippi or Missouri or somewhere, like in the desert. And it was basically Lord of the Flies, man.
Shut up.
Yeah, bro. The kids were from like 14 to
Where'd they
8,
get these kids from?
And they were, they applied.
They signed up for it. Okay. I wasn't like, no.
And their parents put them on the show, and they
bad.
thought it was gonna be like something else, but there was like challenges that they were giving them money, and a kid drank gasoline thinking it was
Lord of the Flies.
It was like Lord of the Flies. Like the big kids were treating the young kids bad, and kids were leaving the show, and they were all like crying, and it was nuts, bro.
Shout out my grade 9 English teacher, Mr. Lim. You don't know.
Shout out all my teachers, Miss Lindemann, Jackie Button. Yeah, I said your real name.
All right. So we'll jump right back into music. We'll be back with news and entertainment. Blueprint Radio.
You are now tuned into Blueprint Radio.
All right, this week in news and entertainment, I think we're just going to start off with some sad news. The BET Hip Hop Awards 2024 happened last week, and I I almost want to say rest in peace. So
You know what? I sighed so loud because watching that,
bro, I think there's a serious topic. There's a serious conversation to have.
Okay, so let me cook.
We can get the jokes off, but like
Let me cook. BT is stuck at the point where videos stop mattering on TV.
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
Why does it feel like Soulja Boy is on every BT Awards? What does he have at BT? What naked pictures? What's good, B?
Yeah.
I don't need a Soulja Boy medley.
Bro.
I didn't think Trina was ready to perform.
Yeah.
Love Trina.
Yeah.
Baddest chick. She wasn't ready.
Yeah.
2 Chainz. Why did I need an old school 2 Chainz medley? Like, he performed twice. He got to come out with somebody, then came back out. You gave me an E40 medley. The only East Coast hip hop, the originators,
Yeah.
Fat Joe.
Yeah.
Fat Joe's looking good. He's on Ozempic though, baby.
Yeah.
He's on that Ozempic, baby.
Yeah.
But yo, I didn't feel you gave an award.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like a lifetime achievement award to Travis Scott. Travis Scott ain't got that many years in the game yet to get a lifetime. There's so many other people. Like, I would rather see Nas's awards where they were giving it to Roxanne Shante.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Dog, I'm with you. I feel you 100%.
Bro, the energy was out of the building. You had 310, what's his name? 310 Baby or 310 Cash?
Yeah,
I forget
301
it.
Baby.
301 Baby, 301 Cash.
Yeah.
Wasn't feeling it.
Yeah.
The other dude that raps so offbeat, Bossman D-Lo.
The first guy, right? Yeah,
Bossman D-Lo.
First time I heard of both of those.
I was in the club, then I was popping chains. Like, what are you talking about, bro?
Yo,
bro.
Okay, so
BT, like, the production, like, I'm tired of them panning to the camera and only having like 5 people knowing these songs. Like,
bro, okay, no, listen, I agree with you. I'm with you on it. That first guy, whatever, forgot his name. Bossman D-Lo.
I think that's
he
his
didn't
name.
steal. He's not stealing Smiley style, anyways.
Oh no! Did you say that?
Yeah, bro. I heard him. I'm like, yo, that's Smiley. Anyways,
okay. I think with Smiley, I'm just gonna give him this. He has that, like, I don't want to say this because people are gonna look at me crazy for saying this, but some guys rhyme like Toronto Catties.
Okay.
You know how Toronto Catties talk? They drag.
Yeah.
That's what I equate it to.
Okay. So, but is it a style in hip hop now? Because I heard that with him.
There's a couple people that
with that rock
in Toronto alone.
Yeah.
And they're gonna get mad at me. It's not.
It's all love, dog. It's all love. That's how you feel, bro. There's no disrespecting.
It's not a disrespect thing. I appreciate what you do, but
absolutely.
If I was rapping, I wouldn't rap.
No. Speak your mind, my guy. This is what we're here for. But so for me, when it comes to the BET Awards, like, I've been off awards for a while. BET, like the hip hop awards, the regular awards. I feel like it just doesn't serve the purpose of what it originally did. As you say, especially when the music videos were at their peak. But I've been hearing, obviously, both hearing online all week that it was a mess. So I had to watch it for myself. Like, I had to see what the internet was going crazy about.
It just didn't look good.
And the moment I turned it on, I was like, wow, I got it. Because
the product was not there.
Well, is there a budget that BT has or doesn't have in regards to this? Because first things first, why are we having an award show in a club? Was that just a style thing? Because in that club, it kind
of looked cool though. But
I get it, but keep in mind, you can only have a fraction of the people that you would normally have in a regular award show.
The heavy people weren't there though.
So that was my second point. You were talking about 301 Baby and sorry, what was his name again, doggy?
Bossman D-Lo.
Thank you. That's the third time and I still can't remember it.
Oh God, we getting in trouble.
No, it's all love. But this is what I'm saying is that, shout out Juicy J, shout out Too Short that was there, shout out Trina, 2 Chainz. But you could see that the industry or artists are off BT or the labels are off TV. But there's something there that really stands out in regards to seeing the absence. There was a lot of absence that we were normally or
That's a great
familiar
point.
with.
That's a great point.
Right? That wasn't there. So it looked like a C-rated program, or it almost looked like it was put on as a production by Howard University. And no disrespect to Howard University, but it wasn't what we're used to.
So talk to me about
You understand what I'm saying? Like,
back in the day, what did you really tune in to the BT Awards for?
well, so as a hip hop fan,
What was the segment? I don't even want you to go in.
the Cypher.
Where was that?
So it was
that?
It was a separate link. And they were rapping in cars. Bro, like
Can I get some spitters on here?
I was Jadakiss' son. He went in. I only saw one. I saw one and I was done. Like I tried to let it cook. I'm not even mad at Travis Scott, getting the I Am award because the reason I'm saying that because Travis Scott showed up, and we know this about award shows.
I'll never disrespect Travis Scott.
Yeah,
dope artist, dope producer, dope. I was just saying, if that's gonna be your award to give at BT,
dog, you think they didn't start at J and work all the way down? Travis is the one that was in town. And he showed up. He probably did a show the other day down the street in Vegas. Does he have a residency?
Yo, is he dating Tyler?
They were kind of chummy off that, eh? She was on some like...
Yeah, she was like...
Yeah.
Well, anyways, yeah.
He saw that too. I saw that too.
I catch everything.
No, but again, like I'm glad you brought up the Soulja Boy because that was odd to me. That was just odd. It was ill-placed. Like a Soulja Boy medley in 2024 and he didn't win an award.
I don't
and it wasn't in Atlanta.
I
didn't get that. Thanks for bringing it up. Why are people running like full sets? Like
of all records we've heard, like
E40 did like 7 songs,
but
like,
what? I thought Big Sean was gonna come out and then he didn't.
Yo,
they ran the course for so long. I was like, yo, this guy must be coming out.
So shout out to Fat Joe. Fat Joe is I think he's trying to turn into Snoop Dogg.
He's trying
as the hardest working person.
He's doing a thing.
Yeah, you can see it. Shout out to Fat Joe. But they had him there just reading the whole time. I thought he was talking about it. Like, there's no way he was comfortable just reading the prompter for 2 hours, bro.
No.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it was an ill attempt at what we're used to, what we love.
Kendrick won 8 awards, and we didn't see Kendrick once.
Yo, that was the illest part of it. How you call it an award show and I didn't see one award give out other than the I Am Hip Hop award?
Oh no!
Yo, how was that an award show, yo?
I wasn't feeling it, and maybe it's because the hip hop awards have gotten such a bad rap over the last few years. But I mean, to put a little can in it, like I needed more diversity. I need you to rep the old school. Like it felt like you guys said, "All right, we're gonna stop at 2006,
bro."
I'm hearing all the way turned up. I'm like, why is this being performed at the BET Awards at this time?
I am confident they got the people we saw are the people they could get, and that's what was rolled out.
Glorilla didn't even do her best record, son.
Bro, like
that hurt me, dog.
They had Glorilla again. If you're gonna have anybody, right? No.
The hottest female in the game.
You're gonna. I would run her out 4 or 5 times, presenting an award. Why didn't she run 5 tracks? Again, like
she was a feature. She wasn't even.
She didn't even have her own.
It wasn't
set.
even her own.
Bro, who's running this?
You got Soulja Boy running out there
doing 3 songs.
You got 2 Chainz.
So you know what? So this is what I'm saying. This is why I feel like it's part of a bigger conversation because
is it just about the South?
No. So this is my thought on it, and I've been seeing this over the last 3 or 4 years, and it's really starting to like come to light to me. And let me know if you see it too. I feel that there's a change in the music industry. And now we see multiple things with the streamings and all that stuff, but I think there's a wholesale change in regards to the power that hip hop has had on music over the last 30 years. Yeah. That I think like how hip hop wants to get Drake out of here, music industry wants to get hip hop out of here because hip hop right now you can't sell a product, you can't do anything, kids aren't listening. Like you need hip hop to do it, and I feel like, and again because BT, the hip hop awards to me is a symbol, and I'm looking at this what we just saw where we're looking almost like a metaphor in regards to hip BT not putting the time, the effort into the culture,
bro.
If they're not going to do it, then why would anybody else do it?
You're my guy, and it honestly looked like they didn't have like pre-performance. Like people didn't go to do mic
They just
checks.
showed up and worked.
They didn't do sound checks.
Like it was a club.
Because I was like, yo, how did you practice that, Trina?
Like it was a club. And I don't get me wrong.
She
like,
looked uncomfortable in her outfit.
Who?
Trina.
Yeah. So it seemed to me like Trina,
she had no.
Shout out Trina, you know what I mean. But I've seen Trina, in the last maybe 4 or 5 years, and she just gets off stage. She doesn't do it. She doesn't move very much. Like she just kind of just gets the bag and goes home. Right? There's no real performance in it anymore. Like I don't get me wrong. Like I when I saw 2 Chainz come out for the bands to make him dance, and he was there with the bar girls and. Like, okay, that's a pretty cool idea. I kind of like that, right? But so they had like 1 or 2 moments that I thought were pretty cool, or that they could have built on maybe. But overarching, I just think it was just a terrible look for the culture. And again, I don't want to put the culture on BET, but because they stand for so much in it, I think that they do have a responsibility.
BET was once the place for
it was such a vital intersection, especially the awards, where you have the up and coming artists, you have the established artists, you have the dreamer on their couch, all kind of in one place at one time, all in celebration. And now, like it feels like that's totally stripped down, and this is why I was saying that I feel like they're trying to turn a new direction on hip hop, and no big artists, like really big established artists, really being there shows me. To me, I'm thinking that boycott's coming, bro. I'm thinking that music boycott, if not hip hop boycott, is coming. So much is changing so fast, bro.
No Jay, no Nas, no Ludacris, no Jeezy,
nothing.
Nobody of
the
stature,
Locks,
Rick
like
Ross,
Wayne, like nobody is trying to represent the culture through them anymore.
And then I felt bad when I heard Bow Wow say there was no after parties because Diddy's not about the place.
Oh wow!
He said it's not the same without Diddy. There wasn't even no after parties.
How we get Diddy in the show?
Fam,
no, I get it.
Said, it's
I
not the same.
If you were outside, I guess at that time, that during the award season, of course you're looking for that after party. So again, they're saying it from inside. The building, that it wasn't the same. You could see from outside looking in, it wasn't the same. I'm interested to see if they hear the feedback and do anything about it next year, if they improve on it or just cancel it. Who knows? I also want to see what the BET Awards look like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or if it's the same vibe.
Who's really killing it in R&B, though?
Well, R&B, I think, has
really
made a tick. It has had an uptick. I think R&B has some artists that are cooking, but I felt like they killed R&B in the early 2000s. Like Ashanti was the last of a dying breed, bro.
Well, my thing is, there's still dope R&B artists,
but not pushed to the top.
It's a search for a thing,
but it's not pushed to the top.
It's not pushed to the top. Yeah. And it's like, we're just me and my girl cruising yesterday. We turned on a Peebo Bryson, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, yo, they don't make
shout out Peebo.
Facts. Yo, son, they don't make love songs like this anymore.
No.
So that's the problem.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, if I had money and I could put together a label and I could get real artists to make real classic R&B like they do in the UK.
Yeah.
I would do it because the girls are fiending for it. Yeah. It can't just be
there's a
the
void.
S-word,
You're
bro.
right. There's a void.
There's nothing
There's
there.
There's a void.
There's no more crying in the rain.
Yeah.
There's no more
There's a void.
Toques matching
the stuff
your
that we grew up
matching
on, bro.
your what do they call it? Turtleneck?
Yeah.
There's no more of that joint. There's no more groups with the routines.
That turtleneck photo is wild,
on,
bro.
dog.
The lying down on the couch.
You know what it is, bro. With the little Jesus piece. Not even Jesus piece, with the little cross.
Yo, shout out the 90s R&B scene, man.
Yo,
that
miss it.
practically
We miss
raised me for sure.
We miss it.
Okay, so I want to ask you one question before. You have anything else on the BET Awards before I ask you this question?
No, I'm cool.
Nah,
ask
it
me
was
the question.
super disappointing. The Cypher too, man. Anyways, I was thinking about it because I said I was totally off award shows. Any ideas of how they can improve on, being more entertaining or having more engagement?
The NFL went to Jay-Z.
Yeah. Okay. You think hip hop should just go to the person that's like already there? That
I'm
helped
not
build it?
saying you go to Jay-Z, but
Yeah.
you look at somebody who's a big entity.
Yeah.
JD,
Okay.
Timberland,
And give
just some Pharrell.
I would love
And
that.
you
for next
give
year.
them the keys to drive it.
Yeah, here's the kingdom.
And they will say, okay, I want these artists to perform.
I like that idea.
Bro,
I like that idea.
hip hop runs fashion shows.
Yeah.
Hip hop runs all types of stuff.
Yeah.
Back in the day, BT had like crazy stuff going on. Spring Bling, like
Yeah,
they had stuff.
It
So
was
it's
the
like,
place, man. It was the place, bro.
okay, then. So give it to somebody who's big. Give it to a Busta Rhymes who could call up and reach out to guys and be like, "Yo,
Yeah.
I'm running it this year. You come through. We're gonna do this. You come off the stage.
Yeah.
You do this and make it a big thing."
Yeah, I like that. I like that. What I was thinking of is maybe adding, like, again, you said the NFL, and I'm thinking sports, and I'm thinking the way sports has gone over the last 5 years, and maybe add some kind of betting. Now think about this, because what I remember on the Oscars, peep
That'd be
game,
crazy.
I remember on the Oscars, I think it was 2016, and this is when I was betting hard on Bet36, and I took Spotlight because I think they won the Golden Globes. So usually that's precursor to the Oscars.
Yeah.
And so I put like a bill on it, and they won best picture of the year.
Yeah.
So I think it was paying. They were the favorites. I would say it was only paying like plus 125, plus 200. So I made like $400 on it. But I'm thinking about like if BT or the Oscars were to be like, here are top nominees, top 7 nominees. Penguin is the favorite, minus 150.
All right.
And you put money on that versus
right.
Tulsa King, who's, minus 110.
All
Versus,
right.
For best
All right.
or you have best actor. You have best actor Colin Farrell.
All right.
He's nominated for 8 awards.
Okay.
Over under, does he win 4?
I like
under
it.
4. Oh, you see what I'm
like
saying?
it.
I'm just
I
trying
like
to
it.
add
I
some
like it.
interest to it,
Especially
right?
because they say that betting is up in this time.
Well, I'm just saying,
everybody's gambling, so like, why not gamble on the awards?
How else would you?
I mean, it makes people watch. It gets people into what's going on, and then you can probably put a better product out there.
And I think you slide into like a female demographic that is like untapped. I don't know. I think we need to edit this part of the show out because I think we're onto something, fam. I think we're onto something.
All right, switch it up before we get into it. Big
Keep
Meech
giving up
is
all
home.
these jewels. Yeah, big shout out.
Meech
Big
is
shout out. Big
home.
shout out.
He was released into a halfway house in Miami, Florida,
Yeah.
right now. He's looking incredibly deezed.
Yeah, so I think what it says here is he was so he was arrested back in 2005, as many know. Supposed to do a 30-year prison sentence when he was arraigned in 2008. But the judge shortened his sentence for about 3 years, so that means I guess he would have done 27 years. And he's definitely at a halfway house. Now, they're saying that it's undisclosed of how long he's going to be there for. He may serve the rest of his term at this halfway house in Miami. But the fact that he's out, I think in itself is a blessing. You never, like, in my sentiment, your sentiment exactly is that you don't want to see anybody in there.
I can't front like he didn't cause a lot of havoc.
Of course,
I saw a guy online that was like, "Yo, they were he basically was saying they're victimless crimes, and like he wasn't actually physically assaulting anybody, but." If you look at the story that his son is playing,
well, power is a real thing too, right? Like power is a real thing at the end of the day, right? So if your influence is just as dangerous as pulling a trigger.
Exactly, but watch BMF.
Yeah, yes, definitely watch BMF. And from what we've heard, especially the folklore, from not being in Atlanta or around during that time, is that the show is light in comparison to like how the man them like up and came through Detroit, Atlanta, and then the rest of the country.
And look at what Dope did to the community.
Yeah. So no, I understand it. I get it. It's just, for me, I see behind the curtains, and if you understand the business of the prison system, especially in the United States, there's no as human beings, rehabilitation to it, right? Where I feel like they have it so much better in other countries. Right, where it's there is a prison term to it or a jail term to it, but most of it is in is in focus for you to get out and be a better person or a more improved person,
live a better life,
100%, right? And be able to integrate again into society.
Right.
Where in the U.S. it's like, well, let's keep you locked for as long as possible, and to Canada to a degree to keep making money off you.
Exactly.
Right. So that's why it's like, all right, I understand what he did, but I also don't feel like that's your property now to do whatever you want with
forever.
Right. Okay. What else we got here? So let's talk about this first, and then we'll go into J. Cole, because I think I want to talk about that in a second. But Young Thug did tweet this week a very interesting tweet that a lot of people have been talking about, and considering what has happened and the fact that it's come from Thugger, it's very interesting to me, because he tweets, at Drake, at Future, at Metro Boomin, we're all brothers. Music ain't the same without us collabing. And which, kind of had the internet in an uproar, because the only person that we didn't really hear from in that whole battle, really, that was part of a lot of that music that was being made in Atlanta and that might have stuck up for Drake from Atlanta, was Thugger, who was locked up. And the timing is very convenient, right, for that, because it sounds like
to change things if he was outside.
The trajectory might have been totally different. And we know the influence that Thugger has on hip hop, on Atlanta,
on the streets,
right? So who knows, what it is. But funny enough, I believe today or yesterday, it looks like Future retweeted it. So people are looking into that as a sign of maybe wanting to squash the beef, which, what a lot of insiders were saying, that Future was kind of on the outside of the beef, right? In regards to it, like he made an album. He was
just holding down Metro Boomin.
And he thought, exactly. It was more of that, like, Metro was my brother first. Kind of thing. And Drake is my guy, and
don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you.
And 100%. And if you're gonna make a double album and you want to make it with me, let's go get this bag.
Facts.
Now, you're gonna be shooting at Drake the whole album. You know what I mean? Like, so
I want to see more unity. Like,
of course,
this beef thing has to end.
Of course,
I'm over it. Like, let's get back to the music. Let's get back to the level we need to be at, man.
Yeah.
I ain't worried about that, but I know you wanted to talk about this young man.
Yeah. So I gotta.
I went off last week about this.
No, I gotta look up for the young man.
I went
Jermaine
off
Cole.
last week about this.
Y'all are haters, and Blueprint Radio fans love y'all. Supporters, with you. I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking to those that don't know music, don't know a good song when they hear it, haven't lived enough life to understand that you do make decisions that, sometimes aren't the best decisions in the moment, but may turn out to be the best decisions in the future. The internet is a weird place. I've mentioned it on many occasions before, where I feel like now Cole isn't going to get the shot to his talent. What he can do as an artist is going to get stifled just based off what the decision he made in that battle.
Cole had a top 5 album this year, and he will not be listed in the top 5 for everybody else because of his decision. He's not going to be looked at in the light that he's supposed to be, because really, out of the top 3, I heard Jadakiss son say this.
Yeah.
He's the best rapper.
Yeah. 100%.
Drake is the best entertainer.
Yeah.
And Kendrick is the best lyricist.
Okay.
So that's how he broke it down.
Okay, yeah.
But the best rapper was Cole.
I agree with it. Cole's the person I want to hear the most when it comes to the hip hop that I love.
And Cole has been ripping everything. Every type of flow, every type of beat. He's been on everybody's features, ripping it for the last, I'd say 3 years. He was really the one pushing out of the 3.
He was the best over the last 3 to 5 years. He's been one. Now, 7 Minute Drill, I'm with you. Top 5 albums of the year. Now, with that being said, and there's a cloud over it. It's crazy because no one, we sound crazy saying it.
It's just for one song that he took off the album. They're trying to just
and the
shit
impact,
on it, basically.
But I might put, the more I listen to Port Antonio, the more I like it, and I may have it when we do our reviews at the end of the year. Right now, it's creepy. It might be top 5 for me already this year. So you guys just have to give grace. Give
the grace that you would want.
100%. Like,
and that's the issue. People don't give the grace that they would want.
Yeah, because there's no accountability. You can just type whatever you want, throw away the phone, close the laptop, and you don't even have to look back at who responds to whatever you're saying, what impact, what effect you're making. Now, at the end of the day, I just think people just don't even worry about the internet. Live your life, stay hungry, keep grinding.
Right.
But I want to hear more Cole music. I'm excited for it. Just the Dead President's flip. Him going so hard on both of those verses, the chorus is fire. Like it reminds me of his last album. Like it literally, this song could slide right in, and it also gives me a feel of like the mid '90s, which I realize I'm kind of longing for.
Yeah, you're feeling for that, dog.
For it to come back around and to kind of be prevalent.
It's time now.
I'm seeing it. I'm hearing a lot of rappers right now like kind of remove the 808s in their sounds. Which I mean,
how long could we continue it though? Like that's been since about 2003 to now.
Yeah,
that's 21 years of 808s.
I'm good without it. I grew up. I fell in love with hip hop without it, and
I don't mind it because that's what hip hop was
at the
beginning. Though. But yes, we need a balance. Yeah. Anyways, anything more to say on the J. Cole issue?
No, it's good. It's good. We're gonna be talking about more J. Cole. We're gonna play all J. Cole up here, so I hope you guys get to love it.
Blow for Blow been up for a few weeks. That's a dope record. That's one of my favorites of the year.
And that's getting run again today.
Okay then. So we're gonna jump right back into some music, right?
Yeah, Blueprint Radio, baby, all day, every.
You are now tuned into Blueprint Radio.
All right, we back. Okay, best time of the year. We're gonna keep it live.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Let's go, Roses. Let's go. Let's go.
Yo, listen. Playoff baseball is in full swing. Last week, we guessed right.
Yeah.
But we didn't guess right because we knew. We got the West Coast versus the East Coast.
Yeah.
We got the National League versus the American League. This is an all-national final. This is LA Dodgers versus the New York Yankees. Who do you got? Are you still going with the LA Dodgers?
Okay.
Or did the Yankees show you something?
So the Yankees won the last series against the Cleveland Indians 4-1. They were pretty dominant.
Smacked them.
Soto won the MVP for the AL. They were the best team, I would say, all year in the American League, from top to bottom.
Yes.
So they definitely deserve to be here. On the flip side, the Dodgers won 4-2. To me, they were probably next to the Phillies, probably the best team all year in the NL. And maybe not necessarily the best team, but they have easily the most talent. Right, so you're always in it, and if you can find stride, chemistry, click, whatever at the same time or at the right time, then you're gonna win. The Mets getting there was a surprise to a lot of people, but they played well, but ultimately weren't strong enough. I think if I have to pick right now, the only thing that separates both teams for me, you got Aaron Judge on one side, he's going to be AL MVP. You got Shohei Ohtani on the other side, he's going to be the NL MVP. You got Soto, you got John Collins Stanton, you got Mookie Betts, you got a ton of names. You got all-stars everywhere.
Look at how great this is for baseball.
This is the best case scenario for the MLB. 100%.
This is Boston Lakers.
This is marketing genius. This is Boston Celtics, absolutely.
Boston Celtics versus Lakers.
Celtics versus the Lakers. I think I'm going to go. I think it's going to be a hair. I think if it's the MLB or Major League Baseball, I think this goes to 7. I think we get our money's worth.
I pray it does.
I also feel like the Dodgers win it because they have home field advantage. I'm going to go with home field advantage in this one. Now, the only difference is if it ever gets cold in New York over the next week and a half, there might be an advantage there for the Yanks.
That's a fact.
Who do you got? I got Dodgers in 7. And again, as I said last week, I'm going to stay with Mookie Betts as my MVP.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with Shohei as my MVP, as I said last week.
Okay.
I got the Dodgers winning in 6.
Okay.
4-2.
So winning in New York.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
I do.
Got it.
I don't know, bro. It's killing me. It's really killing me to go against the Yankees.
Yeah, I hear you.
Because they always win.
We're Blue Jay fans.
But they find a way to win.
Yeah,
the Yankees is that team, but.
They find the money in their pockets to buy the best players that are the most clutch to win. Absolutely, when that's been the history of your organization,
legit, they produce winners.
That's what happens. It's actually a microcosm of life, but that's a topic for another day.
So the game starts tonight, 8:08 on the dot.
Friday.
Oh my bad.
Yeah, it's Friday. Friday at 8:00. So I'm not gonna miss that at all.
My bad.
It's gonna be great. Yeah, I don't know what else we could say. I think it's going to be high scoring as well because both their pitching staffs have been hot and cold. So I think I don't know. And keep in mind, like I think LA's had a run. We were talking about a 3-game run where they didn't give up any runs,
which is nuts.
If they lock into that, and what would be also cool too, if the Dodgers win, like what team in MLB history went through both New York teams once being from New York? Remember, they were Brooklyn. Like, look at that. Look at how deep that gets, bro.
Look at that. Yeah, they were the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Right? Look how deep that gets. Like, so this is like, again, I was saying it earlier that if you told me Disney wrote this script, I would be in line, sense. Right?
And you brought up Brooklyn Dodgers. Come on, man. This is a hip hop show, though.
You dig? You dig?
For real. WNBA was crazy.
Yeah.
Basically, all games within 5, except I think it was game 2 where the Liberty won by 14.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Liberty, WNBA champs. Yeah. They beat the Lynx.
Congratulations to the Liberty. They lost in the finals last year to the Aces. Ended up beating the Aces this year to get to the finals and then winning it. And that's just so on par for sports. Getting climbing that ladder to get to the top, and then
basketball for sure. Your nose gotta run before you get goodness.
100%.
You gotta lose.
100%.
You gotta go through that losing process. Yeah. Cheryl Reeve, the coach for the Lynx, was very upset with the officiating.
Of course.
She called it out.
Of course.
She said they lost them the series.
Yeah.
It was an OT finish. They won by 5. 62-67. Very close games.
Yeah.
I forget the girl's name, but she had that crazy 3 in game 3 from almost half court pull up to win the game.
Sabrina?
Was it Sabrina?
Yeah, Sabrina pulled up from like half, and
nasty,
interview
bro.
she said she called it. So I was like, but she's from that,
she's from
crazy
that.
With her, shout out, she's from Canada, plays for the US, but it's all love. But she also, she's really tied into that Mamba camp, and also from the world of Steph. So I know she's been in that like. She works hard. She's probably the best shooter in WNBA.
And I know we talked about it in the past. We said we want to see her shooting versus Steph.
Yeah.
In the WNBA
on their court.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
which is what? How many feet is it different? Is it a couple feet?
It's a couple feet, and they use a smaller ball. But I mean,
that'd be interesting though. I think just for for some levity and to kind of have some fun with it. Why not? I think that's dope.
Shout out Jonquel Jones taking home WNBA Finals MVP.
Good for her. Good for her. I was going to ask with it's Stewie because, truth be told, I didn't get to watch the game.
Yeah.
But I've been actually out of all the games. This is the one I didn't watch the game 5. Just too busy. But shout out, the WNBA is in good hands. They looks good.
So this next couple years in WNBA is going to change the tide. We got Juju coming in the league.
Yeah.
We got Toronto getting a team the year after.
Toronto and San Francisco.
I'm excited, bro.
So that's going to be good.
Big up San Fran. I don't really want to talk about them right now.
Toronto's
getting a team. It's important. Let's move into week 7. NFL. Do you want to get into it, or do you want me to start with other games?
No,
because I could go into
what stood out to you? What stood out to you in the NFL?
Big game for me? Was obviously Minnesota versus the Lions.
Yeah, that was the game of the week for sure, and the best game of the week. Like, it was the biggest game of the week and the best game of the week for me.
Jared Goff. 19 for 19 in the third, 13 to 15 against
Jared Goff
the pass rush. Divisional rivals, there was so much in this game.
Yeah.
Detroit wins at the end of it all.
Listen, they fight, and again,
on a long field goal. It was crazy.
You got to watch teams like that just find a way to win, especially in the NFL, because they will be there at the end.
Yes, they will.
Right? Like Minnesota's had a really good start to the season, but they might be a little overcompensating in regards to how well they're doing, especially with Sam Darnold as their quarterback.
Yeah.
But this is on par for Detroit and where they're trying to be as a franchise, especially building off losing to the Niners in the NFC Championship game last year. But they have two amazing running backs. The wide receivers are on point. Even losing Hutchinson, like it doesn't look like they missed a beat. Also, right, I think you brought up Jared Goff. If you had to ask me who the league MVP is right now,
yeah,
I might go with Jared Goff. Maybe you can't knock Patty. Like Patty with the team that they operate. Like Kelsey, is he playing this year? I don't know. He's on my fantasy team. I don't even know if he's out there.
I think he was like 5 catches, 19 yards or something.
Yeah,
like that.
bro. So
you're upset.
So that means Patty,
I didn't want to even get into that game yet or into.
No, we'll get into it. I'm just talking about Jared Goff and how good he's doing.
Oh, he's incredible right now.
Yeah, so
his accuracy
might be my leader.
is just superior.
Yeah, his consistency. He's just like he's always flirting with the highest QBR every week.
You know what? I also appreciate that Detroit is good because they were so bad for so many years, bro.
At least I am kind of rooting for them, right? Just
it's
to
my
kind
brother's
of
team, so
Nah, it's just one of those things we've seen. How bad they've been,
but
paper
they smacked the Cowboys.
Like, how are they getting Thanksgiving games every year, and no one wants to see these guys lose all the time,
bro? When the
Browns and the Saints have just been the worst franchises in the NFL.
I don't know why you put the Saints in there. We won in like what was it, 2009?
Did I hear a we? Like, okay, so I'm talking about pre-Drew Brees.
Oh, okay.
And I'll even throw Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They were the worst franchises
before work done in
before that. But I'm thinking just in the history of the NFL.
The Oilers, they're not the Oilers anymore, but that franchise was terrible.
Shout out Ward Moon. Elite black quarterback back in the day.
So can I ask you a question about something though?
Yeah.
How did you feel about Mahomes' poster on Mustafa? Like,
he stood him up, bro.
Bro, his
stood
foot.
Him up.
The man's foot was in the air.
Stood him up, and he looked down on him. That's gonna be a post. That is it, bro. That is
catch the lick.
That is it, bro.
That was incredible.
I'll say, listen.
I'm not gonna say too much about this game.
Right. I see you wearing your Chiefs hat, like you're slick.
Yeah, I did that on purpose.
Like you're slick.
Brock Purdy had some bad.
It was a bad game overall. Listen,
5 interceptions.
Yo, dog, I'm done with you. I'm done with you talking about it. I'm done with you.
No, but Mahomes wasn't. He wasn't doing so well either. He had a big drive up the sideline, about 33 yards.
That was the best play of the game. Best play of the game.
He faked after the line of scrimmage and they went for it.
Yo, my guy dove into the out. That's what I'm saying. Like, so okay, so let me defend my team for a second.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I've mentioned in episodes before that we had a terrible off season. It was all about trying to sign all of our big players. They were holding out. They understand their value. I get it. I do. I get it.
I'm looking at
and then we come and now we have Ayuk just got injured.
Right.
We haven't had McCaffrey all year. Like Moody, our kicker, Pro Bowl kicker, is injured now. So we haven't been able to find a synergy this year, right? Now, we went to the Super Bowl. Keep in mind, we went to Super Bowl and lost. Super Bowl hangovers happen for both teams, even on the loss. Stats typically show when you go to the Super Bowl the year before, actually both teams don't make it back the next year. Now, shout out the Chiefs because the Chiefs are just doing something that we haven't seen before.
6-0.
At back-to-back Super Bowl champions. But when it comes to the Niners, like, I'm not even right now, I wouldn't be surprised if this year is a write-off. Now, I'm still holding out getting back McCaffrey, depending on what happens with this Ayuk injury, to maybe get a wild card spot. Because our division isn't the greatest division in football either. We have the Rams, we have the Cardinals, we have the Seahawks. Seahawks are playing, they're actually playing pretty well. So I think we have some hope there. But I think we're looking forward to 25-26, that season. Everyone comes back healthy. Now we pick up a couple new pieces, and then we kind of go back to it. I think that's been our MO. Over the last 5 or 6 years, we have definitely been the best team, other than the Chiefs. I would say over you could probably throw Baltimore in there, but between us three, throw us in a hat. We've been the best teams in the NFL. So
I just like you talking. Keep on talking.
No, I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day. So I'm cool. I'm not panicking. I'm not putting
don't press the panic
button at all.
If you're a fan of a team, they go through ups and downs. It's nothing.
Yeah.
Don't even watch that.
And I can always root for the Bills because I can. You dig?
Anyways, Green Bay wins on a 45-yard field goal.
Yeah.
Shaquan kills the Giants, and I had a question about
shout out Saquon, because going back and they're booing you, burning your jersey on the way into the stadium, and you just cooking them.
So let me talk about it. What's the most memorable return after bad blood for you?
Out of all sports? Wow, that's a huge question. That's kind of loaded too.
Because I remember there was one guy that we... Anyways, go ahead.
So out of the biggest return for me, it's the one that cuts the deepest.
VC?
It's Vince. It's Vince coming back to Toronto.
Was it the one where he hit the three from far? Or
no, it was catching the reverse dunk.
The reverse alley-oop.
Reverse alley-oop. I think it was overtime, if I remember correctly. But that's the one that cuts the deepest for me. If I have to think outside of Toronto-centric, that's a pretty big question. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll just stick with the Vince one now. I'll maybe spin the block on this one for next week.
All right.
What do you got?
I would say the VC because I remember how much pain that caused me.
Yeah, that one cuts deep, man. That one cuts deep, yo.
Yeah. Amari Cooper looked great. As a Bill, got a TD, was doing his thing.
Yeah. Devontae Adams, though, on the Jets. Russ playing for the first time, like, looking amazing. And the first quarter, actually, he got booed. But after that, they settled in, and Pittsburgh, they may have something over there. Like, all the big names on that offense got a touchdown. Pickens, Harris, he threw for 2, ran for 1.
I heard somebody say he should come off the bench like Jamal Crawford.
Russ? I like what they got
That's
there.
What I heard. Because their quarterback's been doing well.
Well, they're 4-2 with him.
That's what I'm saying.
And the thing is, though, he has a different look. So I think if Tomlin, and you got to rate Tomlin, I think he's the longest tenured quarterback or coach in the league right now. He's going to be creative. And now you have 2 quarterbacks where you can run RPO options. I wouldn't be surprised if I the creativity of Tomlin, seeing both quarterbacks out there at the same time. So obviously the young boy can run. He's a little more athletic. Russ is probably the better game thinker, manager.
So Russ should just mentor.
Well,
this should be the time when he's mentoring.
Russ, let Russ cook.
How old's Russ? 35?
Yeah, he's early 30s for sure.
He's up there. So Russ looked great.
Let Russ cook.
He looked great. Jaden Daniels, rib injury. They're saying it's not serious, but
he came back out.
The Commanders still whoop butt.
But they're playing Carolina. Carolina's absolutely they're the worst franchise in the league this year. Worst in the league. 47 is yuck.
Anything else you want to talk about?
It's just I was gonna say Devontae Adams playing in that game. I think they have something there.
Yeah.
They probably need to win that game. Like, I think that game does set them back a little bit when it comes to actually trying to make the playoffs. Because how long do you have Aaron Rodgers for, right? So you have to like everything is with urgency in the Jets.
No, that's a fact.
But other than that, Seattle looked good. They got the Monday Nighter tonight. Right now we got the Ravens and Bucks, and then we got the Chargers and Cardinals. The Ravens and Bucks game, I think, will be good. I think it'll be good.
It'll be good.
Because the Bucks are playing really good. They might be playing a little over their head, too.
Who do you
kind of like Minnesota.
Who you got in that?
I can't go against the Ravens. Derrick Henry
Nevermore?
Derrick Henry is Derrick Henry. And then you have the MVP there already. I trust Hardball as a coach and that whole defensive. The culture, I think, is what I trust there. But yeah, other than that, I love, we hoop on Sundays, so coming home, getting something to eat, taking a nice shower, and just relaxing to some London football always feels good. Speaking about London football, see how we do that. The Premier League was back this week.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
And let me just start this off. It wasn't the best of sports weeks for me. Now, it's not the end of the world. It's still early. We did lose, and we meaning Arsenal, the Gunners. We lost. Listen, when it comes to, I don't understand how we have 3 red cards and again, at some point, it's going to affect you. Right? At some point, we were able to leave unscathed. I think we got a win in one game and then we drew the other. But to constantly be fighting uphill, Bournemouth, they usually are pretty good at home, regardless of how they finish off at the end of the year. They're usually a tough out. They have that, a smaller crowd, but they're usually intense in regards to going there and playing. And they just locked in. They took advantage of us any way, shape, or form. We're kind of injured. Saka's injured. Moreno came back for the first game, so you got to kind of get some chemistry there. But it's still early. We're 3rd right now in the table. Liverpool's still 1st. Man City, I was hoping for that draw because Wolverhampton was up. They were up 1-0 on U2 and lost that game. So they're having a tough year of it, but they're playing competitive against the better teams in the league.
They're playing really well.
You guys are staying consistent as the villains of
right
Austin.
Behind you. The Goons are right
behind you. Yeah. Listen, welcome to the
Right
Champions League.
you.
Welcome to the
It's good,
Champions
It's
League.
good. We got a game. We got a game tomorrow.
Oh, you guys are up early this week. Okay.
UEFA.
It is a Champions League week this week. I think we're playing Shakhtar, if I remember correctly. So I'm not too worried about who we're playing, about us getting to the quarterfinals. I think we're that good.
Yeah.
But it's the Champions League, so it's the best in the world all playing together. So anything can happen.
Exactly. Now, we're just gonna move out of Champions League.
Yeah.
I just want to ask you something.
Yeah.
I got number 1 pick in the draft right now.
Okay,
guys, it's live. I'm drafting right now on the show.
Let's go.
Number 1 pick. Who you picking in the NBA? Are you gonna jump out the window, go with Victor, or are you gonna go with Jokic or Doncic? Which one of them? Or Shea.
Okay, so I did my fantasy draft on Saturday. So shout out to the National Ballers League. And we do a draft dinner and we draft live together, eating that. It's live. We've done it for the last couple of years. I just joined them. They've been doing it for 10 years. I just joined the last 3 years, so it's fire. I had 4. I picked Shea.
That's Hamilton's own. Let's go.
So I picked Shea. I got at 4. Now, with those picks that you mentioned, it's tough because I think I go with Jokic. I just don't know if he's capable of having another MVP year. I don't know if I can put it past him. Maybe that's just who he is.
You know what's crazy about this? Double doubles and triple doubles.
Yeah.
They got him down for 0. He's projected to get 0, but we know he's a double machine. Last year he got 68.
Is that Yahoo?
Yes.
Okay, that's
out of 79 games, he got 68 double doubles.
Yeah, for sure. He's a double.
So
machine,
what are you talking about?
I don't get that.
I'm drafting him.
That seems odd.
And then
Victor, I don't take though because I just know the moment there's a strain, or moment Pop is sitting in. Pop is not risking the future.
The next part about it is what players do you know over 7?
Yeah.
2 that can keep healthy their
That's
career.
what I'm saying. Like the moment there's a tweak, moment the body's.
I think because Chris Paul is there, they're giving him a little. They're boosting. They're inflating what's going on. All right? Because they feel like Chris Paul's going to turn him around.
Chris Paul can only do so much, right? Chris Paul is definitely late in his career. He doesn't have the endurance to run with the league right now. So I get in a half court sets, inbound, he'll be able to calm the young team down and be able to help them in that. But I playing at best for them. I think this year Victor is going to take the leap. He's going to be an all-star. He's going to be all-team NBA, first or second team for sure.
So talk to me.
Yeah.
20th, 21.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my picks.
Yeah.
Around there is Kyrie, Durant, Sabonis, Maxey, Lillard, Holmgren, LeBron, Fox, Cade Cunningham. Out of those ones, who you go with for me, those picks? Because I got back-to-back.
Yeah, if we're talking fantasy, so what I did, I'll give you my slick one, is I drafted 4, and then I was able, people didn't want to draft Embiid because of not playing back-to-backs.
Ooh,
I took him, right?
Of course.
Because he had something to prove. But I was able to get Ja Morant in the 4th round because I took him after Maxey.
Really?
Yeah, so keep in mind. So think
People
about
put
Ja.
Maxey before him?
Because I think Ja's
back.
Yeah, Ja's back, but he's ranked low in Yahoo, so people don't even see him, right? So I was able to get him that. So I got you, my guy. And Edie too.
that.
And Edie too. Edie's high on everyone's list, and people aren't thinking about him. I actually picked him high. So those two. But to answer your question, I think I would probably definitely, if I can get Braun is Braun. His minutes might be a lot lower this year. You also said one other person.
Lillard?
No, Sabonis.
Sabonis?
I think I take Sabonis. He's
a rock star after the show?
He is a fantasy god, bro. He does everything. He's a triple-double guy, and he'll give you steals as well. And he's
assists.
And with triple-double guy. And he also gives you steals, and he's good from the line. So his free throw percentage is really good.
Guys, you heard it first. If you guys want to do fantasy
got
betting,
you all day.
Holler at us and we'll let you know what's good, who to pick up. We'll be talking about.
We're gonna be adding fantasy to the show because we in it.
Talk about football in the coming weeks because you're still doing your football thing. You brought up Embiid not playing back to backs, getting rested. Yeah. KG had something to say about that.
Don't we? Yeah.
KG had something to say about that. What do you feel about what KG said?
Okay, so KG, and you know what I'll do is, we'll play it on the show as well. But I want you to hear it right now. I pulled it up in regards to it. So just quickly here. Let's see.
A good number of games. 82 games, man. This is what the fucking job calls for. You're not practicing. You're not even playing a whole fucking. You don't play in the summer. I can see if you playing in the summer, you on the playground, you went to the Olympics, then it's training camp, y'all do 30 days of fucking tour days. Okay, that's when you get rest. Man, I don't want to hear that shit, man. I don't want to hear none of this shit. Motherfucker can sit out a back-to-back. Bro. Hey, listen, we done with that comparison of the era shit. We're going to respect this era and what it does, and that's it. Don't compare nobody and none of this shit because you can't. If you ain't play, man, listen.
I think that's gonna hurt Philly.
That's gonna hurt Philly from not even that, but bro,
from a seeding perspective,
it's random. One night I got next night I ain't got it.
You might have to they might put themselves in a position where they play Boston in the first round.
Listen, that's funny coming from those guys, but. Listen, I hear no lies told. I hear no lies told. I'm with KG. Saying. I'm with KG on it. But I think where I'm with KG on it for the main thing that he said, it's a different league, right? And they're prioritizing health and longevity, especially if you're trusting the process and you've seen how it works. No, but these guys are investing. These guys are multi-million-dollar investments. Right, their bodies are that, so you have to understand from a business aspect. But I'm taking care of I'm taking care of my product at the end of the day.
I feel you, but I look at a man like LeBron, who has invested so much money into his body and continues to give us. He might not play every game, and we've seen him take off more and more games as he's gotten older. But LeBron plays.
But here's the thing: when you're talking about LeBron, like.
You're
talking about Kobe. Yeah, these guys are the elite of the elite of the elite, and is why they're the elite of the elite. LeBron's been spending at least $1 million for the last 10, 15 years of his career on his body.
Embiid just got that contract. $1 million ain't nothing to him.
So this is why. You're able to play back to back.
But as a big man, we also got to respect that big men always have problems with their feet. They always have problems with their back. They're always more likely to get injured for some reason.
Yeah, cool, but we're not comparing those eras no more. We're not doing that no more.
I never did.
That I'm with KG on that. I'm with KG on that.
It's not the same.
You can't compare the eras no more.
They don't play inside out anymore.
Yeah, you can't do it.
So it's not worth it. Just appreciate what we get. We don't need to always compare shit. Sometimes,
absolutely.
But
they say comparison is the what's the phrase? Comparison, thief of joy, right? So it's just one of those things that I respect KG. A lot of times he does have some really good takes on the game of basketball.
Yes,
he's very passionate in regards to, especially with bigs, and Shaq is the same way. Like when it comes to their group, their fraternity, they're very critical maybe a little overly critical sometimes. I think you don't see that with the point guard community.
That's how they stay, though.
Right? Isaiah maybe to a certain degree, but
Yeah.
you know, I think Isaiah is a curious case because I feel like he's felt like he's always had to defend himself.
Always, but he's one of the greats.
He
doesn't really get that. Like
Isaiah was one of my first favorites.
My thing about Isaiah is he talks truth.
For sure.
Gilbert Arenas was like, "Who cares if he scored 30 on me?" No, like you can't let a guy score 30 on you. You're not elite if you let a guy get 30 assists on you either. That was
I come from playing both sides of the ball. So like
yeah,
no. If you play one side of the ball, I don't even want to pass you the ball on offense. Like I know you cook, but like I'd rather everyone get a touch. You dig? Like one of those. So,
come on, man.
All right. Got anything else on this KG?
I'm about to draft in 16 seconds. And
who you taking?
I'm going with Jokic for my first pick.
It's not a bad pick.
I'm first in the first round. I'm going with Jokic, and then I'm like 20 and 21.
Well, good luck. Good luck on your fantasy year. Like I said, Blueprint Radio will keep you updated with how we're doing in fantasy, and then we'll chat with you guys online in regards to how you guys are doing in fantasy, and then we'll compare notes. So we're out of sports. Jump right back into music again. The hottest in new music, classic bangers. That being said, on the other side, we'll hit the drop zone. Blueprint Radio.
You are now tuned into Blueprint Radio.